Hello everybody, welcome to Defense Vault. Nakajima Kikka, Japan's first jet fighter, was a secret project inspired by Nazi Germany's technology. But why did this revolutionary aircraft never get the chance to see combat? This fighter was Japan's response to its repeated defeats in the final years of World War II. In 1944 to 1945, as the Imperial Japanese Air Force witnessed the decline of its military power, it sought a way to shift the balance of the war. The main inspiration behind the project was Germany's revolutionary yet ultimately unsuccessful jet fighter, the Messerschmitt Me-262. In 1942, Japanese officials visiting Germany witnessed the Me-262 jet fighter in action. This prompted the Imperial Navy to order Nakajima to build a twin-engine attack jet. The aircraft had to be designed so simply that even unskilled workers could manufacture it. One of the key requirements was a compact size, so the aircraft could be hidden in tunnels or caves from Allied air attacks. For this reason, folding wings were incorporated. Although the Nakajima Kikka resembled the Messerschmitt Me-262 at first glance, it was actually smaller, and unlike the German jet's swept wings, it featured straight wings. This design difference made production much simpler. The initial concepts for Japan's secret fighter were even more radical. Designers originally planned it as a kamikaze aircraft without landing gear, carrying only a single bomb. However, the design gradually evolved, and the Kikka became a true fighter with versatile capabilities. The project was led by Kazuo Ono in Kenichi Matsumura. While the initial engines such as the Tsu-11 and Ne-12 failed to produce sufficient thrust, Japanese engineers achieved an impressive feat of engineering. Commander Iwaya managed to bring several photos of Germany's BMW 003 turbojet engine to Japan. Using these limited images, Japanese engineers reverse-engineered the Ishikawajima Ne-20 turbojet engine. This engine could produce 475 kilograms of thrust, enough to get the Kikka airborne. The Imperial Japanese Navy ultimately demanded a fighter with a top speed of around 690 kilometers per hour and a range of 200 to 270 kilometers, depending on bomb load. The aircraft also had to be capable of taking off from a 350-meter runway using auxiliary rockets. For operational models, it was planned to carry either a 500 or 800 kilogram bomb or two Type 5 30mm cannons for the interceptor version. By mid-1945, Japan's industrial situation had deteriorated severely due to continuous Allied bombings. Production lines had been moved from main factories to rural areas. Nevertheless, the first Kikka prototype was completed in late July 1945 and transferred to the Kisarazu Naval Air Base for testing. On August 7, 1945, just one day after the atomic bombing of Hiroshima, Lieutenant Susumu Takaka made the first flight of the Nakajima Kikka. The test flight lasted about 11 minutes. The jet flew over Tokyo Bay at low altitude with its landing gear extended, reaching a speed of approximately 315 kilometers per hour. The pilot found the controls relatively effective, but noted the high sensitivity of the elevators and the heaviness of the rudder and ailerons. 4 days later, on August 11th, the second flight was scheduled using auxiliary rockets. However, the rockets had been mounted at the wrong angle, and upon ignition, they violently lifted the aircraft's nose. Takaka, who lost visibility, was forced to abort the flight. The plane ran off the runway and came to rest in shallow water after crossing a ditch. The incident caused significant damage to the engines and landing gear, effectively ending further testing. With Japan's surrender on August 15th, the second prototype, which was nearly complete, never flew. After the war, American forces discovered about 25 unfinished airframes in Nakajima's factories. This marked the end of the Kikka's combat role, but it became the beginning of its legacy as a significant historical achievement. After the war, American forces shipped one Kikka and several Ne-20 engines to the United States for evaluation. The engines were handed over to Chrysler, which managed to assemble an operational example from the available parts and ran it in tests for nearly 12 hours. However, U.S. jet technology had already advanced further, and the Kikka never flew on American soil. Today, 2 Kikka aircraft are preserved at the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. Although the Nakajima Kikka was born too late to influence the outcome of the war, it remains a significant milestone in Japan's aviation history. This secret Japanese fighter symbolizes the country's entry into the jet age under extremely challenging conditions and stands as a testament to innovation in the final days of a devastating war. What do you think about this bold yet ultimately unsuccessful project? Had the war continued, could the Kikka have changed the course of aerial battles? Share your thoughts below. Subscribe for more defense analysis. Until the next video, take care and stay safe.